This is my news show. Since this is my first episode and I'm kind of lazy, this might look a little unfinished because it is unfinished. But hopefully, if I decide to do this long term, then I will actually put some time into actually making some kind of intro and art for this. But until then, it's just going to be this mediocre intro. But let's get on with the video. Overwatch was released last week. That's about all I have to say about that. So on to the first real bit of news. I feel like more and more frequently I'm hearing about games that are getting delayed. The first one that I really cared about was GTA 5 getting delayed like 3 or 4 times. Then DICE decided to delay Mirror's Edge twice, and now Hello Games is deciding to delay No Man's Sky again. It was set to release in June 21, and I think that was actually set somewhat recently, but about a month away from its release, they decided that it was best to delay the game again, so now its new release date is August 9. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about this much. As much as I don't like hearing about a game I was looking forward to being pushed back, I can appreciate when developers and publishers decide to wait until the game is at a point that they want it to be before it's released, because let's be honest, I would rather wait longer to play a game than play the game when it's in an unfinished and broken state. Sean Murray, the Hello Games founder, says, "We get one shot to make this game and we can't mess it up." That is the kind of mindset that I want all developers and publishers to have. So, in addition to this game being delayed again, you can imagine some people are not particularly happy about this. After this announcement was made official, Sean Murray has gotten death threats about postponing this game yet again. So if you know someone who did this, or are someone who did this, please just calm down. It is just a game, and you're not really helping anyone by threatening to kill someone if they don't make the game you want. Sean Murray posted on Twitter, "I have received loads of death threats this week, but don't worry, Hello Games now looks like the house from Home Alone." So apparently he is handling this really well. Episode 3 of Hitman was released yesterday. I haven't played it yet, but I plan to play it sometime this week, and I assume it will run just as poorly as the other episodes, if not more so. In this episode, Agent 47 is brought to Marrakesh, Morocco, where you have to assassinate someone for some reason. Let's be honest, most people who play Hitman play it for the gameplay, not the story. So I've played each episode of the game so far, and I've been enjoying it, for the most part. However, my biggest complaint is that the game doesn't really run too well. I think I even heard or read somewhere that in this new episode that they are actually going to have bigger groups of people. I was not too happy when I heard that, because that's probably where most of the poor performance is resulting from. I hope that sometime in the future this game will run much more smoothly, but until then, I guess I will just have to run it at lower settings. Though I still don't fully agree with the whole episodic take that IO Interactive and or Square Enix is doing. Whoever made the decision, I don't really know. I'm also not completely opposed to it, because it apparently seems to be working pretty well, actually. VR is a pretty big thing these days, and rightfully so, but the problem a lot of people are having with them, and the Vive more specifically, is the worry of tripping over cables. Since wireless VR isn't technically possible yet outside of Gear VR, the next best thing is to have the computer strapped to your back. People have tried their own makeshift ways of doing this themselves, but now prototypes are actually officially being made. There are currently 3 companies working on this: HP, MSI, and Zotac. There isn't really much information out yet around the price, weight, specs, or any kind of release goal. The only news that we really have is it's being made. Personally, I don't really know how many consumers would actually be interested in buying one of these, One reason being that the average person who wants to invest in VR probably already has an expensive gaming PC to begin with, so buying a new one just so you can move around a little better doesn't exactly seem to be a wise use of money. However, I would imagine that certain companies like The Void might be able to benefit from this one way or another. They probably already have their own version of backpack PCs, but I'm sure there are more companies that would be able to benefit from these. So that was all, or at least most of the news that I found interesting over the course of this past week. I will put links in the description to hopefully every article and video that I used in this. If I forget, well, I guess I just hope I don't forget. So, as I said at the beginning, I don't really know if this is going to be a long-term thing, but I kind of just decided, hey, why not try something new? So, I guess I will see how well this turns out. Obviously, I haven't started editing. This is all just pre-recorded audio so far, so if the video editing isn't too much of a hassle, then I guess I will continue doing it for as long as I decide I want to continue doing it. But feedback would be nice, because this is really the first time I haven't done anything that's not a Let's Play or something at least similar to that. So if you like it, feel free to tell me. If you didn't like it, feel free to suggest how I could fix it. But I guess if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and I will see you later. Bye. So I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really been following No Man's Sky. I've kind of want it to be a little bit of a secret for when it's actually released. However, I might end up shooting myself in the foot for that, because from what I hear about it, like, a lot of people just don't really know what the game is, and the little bit that I have seen about it, when it comes down to it, it just kind of seems like just another open world survival sandbox, except there's space that you can go into. And, you know, I love the idea of space. It's cool, but I still find it hard to believe that it's going to hold up to having the $60 price tag. And not because, by no means am I saying that I don't think indie developers should charge $60 for a game. If a game is worth $60, charge $60 for it. I mean, I've paid $40 for Overwatch, and personally I think I've gotten $40 out of it, or at least will once I end up playing it more. So I've paid $40 for a game that I probably would have even paid $60 for. I've also paid $60 for a game that is not worth $60, such as Watch Dogs. But let's not bring that up. But I don't know, it still doesn't feel like, to me at least, it still doesn't feel like there is $60 worth of content. But who am I to say anything about that? Because, like I've already stated, I haven't really been following it a whole lot. And I hope the game does well. Of course I do. I don't know why I would want the game to do poorly, but I don't know. $60 is a bit of a stretch for me, and I might want to actually do some research before I buy into it, because I've already made the mistake of Watch Dogs for $60. I don't think it'll be as crappy as Watch Dogs, and maybe I shouldn't say Watch Dogs is crappy because it was just mediocre. But you know, that has nothing to do with the news. It's just my thoughts on No Man's Sky.